What up? Here is a 1 minute video. Might turn into a 5 minute video. Um, I went into my the video I made before the Super Bowl just to show on a computer keyboard playing the piano part of Still DRE. I was browsing YouTube 20 minutes ago, and it showed a video where Jay-Z was interviewed on was it the Showtime, like HBO NBA show or something, where he was talking to some guys saying how he really wrote. He's like, so I'll tell you how I wrote that song. That's like my whole character in the last few years. Wanting to start a music rights society, that's the whole attitude. It's like, yeah, I wrote that song, and I'll tell you why I wrote it and then how I wrote it. And what's so funny is I'm talking about songs that were written before I was even born. And so that's my character summed up. Anyways, earlier today there was a different song that it was Bittersweet Symphony, and I was actually whistling it. So I'm gonna disable the camera. I just don't like. I realized when I was driving and whistling what was on the radio that it looked like I was just driving around with the kissy face, and like no one could hear how awesome it sounds when I whistle. So I'm gonna adjust the microphone. Bittersweet Symphony song, and the way it starts out, there is no like choreographed dance. The only thing that is like applicable to it, like the music video, is just the guy walking down the street like bumping into people. Lead singer of I don't know, and there's something to do with the Rolling Stones. I don't know the story. I was out of the loop because I didn't have cable. I knew that song from the movie Cruel Intentions, and I read an article about some lady, Hollywood star in the 1950s named Gloria Graham, but her last name Graham is spelled differently, like with an extra E or something on the end, so it's like Grammy. Anyways, it's like Grammy, like that's what they call the Oscars or something. Anyways, and so she's famous for like her speech at the Oscars where she just said, "Thank you for this," and then just like walked away. Her name's Gloria Grammy, not spelled like a Grammy in the Oscars. Anyways, that's the whole iconic climax of the movie Bittersweet Symphony from 1998. It's very similar to the Artist Seduction book from 2001. Anyways, a long story short, she gives a speech at the end of the movie, and it's playing this song, Bittersweet Symphony. I only know that because, I don't know, I watched that. I just wanted to see that song in the movie. Anyways, so here goes the song. I'm just whistling it, but the key difference is that I would say when I was a late teenager into early adult years, I realized I can whistle like a harmonica, not just with wind moving outward as most people do a whistle. I've still never been able to do the hand whistle, like I've never been able to do that. So that was an out whistle, and on the in whistle, kind of like John Entwistle, bass player of The Who. Don't get me started on that The Who You Better song, the promo version of the late 1960s, and the comparison between Eminem's Lose Yourself from whatever, 2002, and let me tell you why I wrote both of those songs. They're nearly identical, and it's really hard to distinguish why, and I'll have to make a second video talking about that. Anyways, so let me just, I'm probably like rambling because I can't think of how the tune goes without it going. Here's what I was going to do, because like 4 years ago I made a video blog looking in the mirror talking about The Who, drummer, Keith Moon, and Taylor Swift. I don't remember what it was about Taylor Swift and Keith Moon. It might have been that Taylor Swift is kind of like the moon. Anyways, what else? I was gonna, in the same place, I don't even think I have that same shirt I was wearing. I think it was some polo shirt or golf shirt. Anyways, I was gonna do the choreograph of the promotional late 1960s You Better, The Who song. Like, who better? Like, nobody's better than The Who. That's the whole like joke about it. Or, you better, you bet. And he talks about a dog, like, your dog keeps chewing up all my letters. Like, you better, you dog. Like, I don't know how to say it other than the movie Wag the Dog with De Niro. I was thinking about the name of that because I was reading about Richard Wagner, aka Richard Wagner, the pianist and composer. He's one of he would be on the Mount Rushmore of composers with Beethoven, Bach, Wagner, and quite a few others. Those are going to be my top three. Mozart, number four. Anyways, uh, so Wagner is in the 48 Laws of Power, uh, and he's in a very important part of the book because he's in one of the reversals, talking about the King of Bavaria's like grandson, the King of Bavaria the Third, who like adopted Richard Wagner as like his favorite celebrity and like gave him all this lavish stuff, bought him a nice mansion and all this stuff, and like the people of Bavaria in Europe, I assume, turned against the government and took it all out on Wagner, saying he was the second coming of what's her name? Lola Montez. Anyways, she's written about, she's like the core central character of the 48 Laws, Robert Greene book. Anyways, so Richard Wagner, he wrote the Flight of the Valkyries. Anyway, so Wag the Dog, like Wagner and Wag the Dog, the movie, if you spell it Latin or Greek from right to left instead of left to right, and consider De Niro's name, the word Nero, spoken in Italian, means the color black. That's all. Nero, like Emperor Nero in Italian or Latin is translated to Emperor Black. And so Robert De Niro, kind of like Wag the Dog, or if you spell it backwards, everyone ought to know that dog is God backwards, and then at the tail, it means wag the tail wags the dog, right? And I don't know. So try to spell wag the dog backwards, and it spells God the God. But you have to put the D from De Niro. You have to take the D from De Niro and put it at the beginning, so it spells God the God. And the word "the" is like thou, or the Thee. It's like a holy word, a sacred word. Theater, the, I don't want to, I can't explain it easily right now. Anyways, that's the whole idea of that movie. It's like, the premise is the government covers up a sexual relations scandal using a fabricated, like, war. And what the reality is, I mean, that's a fantasy. The reality is that actual war, stuff that scares the daylights out of me personally, is covered up with sexual scandals, like in Albany, New York and stuff. For example, in Battlefield Bad Company 2, I was checking out my stats the other day. I've spent 2,500 hours in the game. Number of attempted assassinations, whatever you want to call it, on this battlefield is like 300,000. They're called assists in the video game. And then the number of actual assassinations, my KD ratio, whatever, is like 120,000. And that doesn't even come close to number of people that have passed on in the last couple of years. So it's hard to fathom. And it's covered up with sexual relations scandals. It's very frightening to me personally. So anyways, this was like, supposed to be a 1-minute video. I think I'm probably already on 10 minutes. I don't even want to know. Alright, so Bittersweet Symphony song. So I have to show, I'm going to rest my hand on my diaphragm so it can be seen being raised. So that's, I'm not actually like moving my arm, that's just my diaphragm. So I'm going to empty it all the way. And so like in a harmonica, when I hit the high notes, I start blowing outward. Oh, I was supposed to disable the because it looks like I'm making a kissy face or a duck face, and that's embarrassing to me. I was driving around whistling who knows what, probably a guitar solo of Hotel California or something, and my nose itches. I was thinking, wait, If someone saw me driving, would they be able to hear how awesome I can whistle the entire guitar portion of Hotel California from beginning to end? No. It just looks like I'm driving around with a kissy face, like a duck face. Like, that's really embarrassing. So I never let anyone see me whistle. If I am going to whistle, I don't want to let anyone see it. So that's a pet peeve of mine. This is a funny video right here. Walking up and down the stairs like Rocky, bah, bah, bah. Or Mickey in Sorcerer's Apprentice when he goes up and down the stairs with the broom that he's put a spell on. Bah, bah, bah. Or Eminem in the Super Bowl halftime show in Lose Yourself when he says, ready to drop rhymes? Like, it's like, what's the choreograph? To drop rhymes? I'm like doing my arm back and forth in this chair. Is that all? I really think that's all. Let me pull up the video here. I'm thinking, I pulled up this video because, yeah, I was just talking about still DRE. It's like when people ask me, like, Dave, are you still the same person we were growing up as a teenager? It's like, well, I'm still Dave every day. Like, I've never not been Dave every day. Like, still Dre every day. And that's this video. It's on Facebook and YouTube. And I started cracking up. Here's what this video is about. I have to restart the video right now because this is the best part. Some of the most, like, McDonald's, Coca-Cola pays, like, their marketing budget's like $1 billion, right? So they have some of the most advanced marketing. And the most advanced marketing, the most catchiest tunes, whether they be in a commercial or a regular song, are going to be the ones that I catch myself laughing the notes of a song. So, for example, it happened a couple of days ago when someone was dissing Christmas in Hollis in a YouTube live, and I started laughing so hard that I started laughing, jingle all the way in a one-horse open sleigh. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Like that. Or at McDonald's, I'm loving it. Pretty sure that's their most well-known slogan. Ba 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 ba. It's like, ha 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 ha. It doesn't sound natural because it's not. When it really is a natural note, kind of like a natural number or a natural note in music, it means something. It's real. And then just in this song, I don't know if it was the classical music or if it was still Dre. I can't remember what it was. Whatever song is going on when I get so excited, it sounds so good that I wanted to make it the beginning of the part 2. And then what I didn't realize, because I didn't have my headset on, the microphone on my phone actually picks up sound like me burping under my breath, like going burp. And I never heard it until I rewatched it. I started cracking up. You hear me burp. Hey.
Record like a quick video. I'm gonna stop and start and everything else. Video restart.
It's hard to hear. I don't remember what song I was laughing. That's a damn shame. Like, I'm incredibly upset. The whole reason I record this video is because, I think it was the piano portion. So let me try it. I will try it again.
Oh, let me play Dre's song.
So, I was trying to find Mozart's sad song. Symphony? Bittersweet Symphony? Yes. Mozart's Bittersweet Fifth Symphony. What's the name of it? Moonlight. Moonlit Sonata. And a whole lot of Moonlit Sonata. Anyways, and so I searched Fifth Symphony on accident. And I said, well, I'll just go with this. And it actually fits in. I don't know if... I don't have, by play-by-ear, I can't detect chords by ear. I know how to study. I just, I like being naive about some things. So I laughed in the last 5 seconds of this video.
Let me just record like a quick video. I'm gonna stop and start and everything else.
Video restart.
No, that can't be it. I have no idea. It was some song that I'd either mentioned in this video or something. What is that? Those are...
That were on
Not
the
supposed to be
piano
included.
himself. And that's the most outrageous thing I've
That was a promo for the halftime show.
got to figure out.
I'll probably remember it later. What's interesting is, before it became a meme to use, like the classic, like 70s themed computer where it's like green screen or green font and a black screen, like Terminal, I think it's called, from like the 70s, like earliest computers. This is reversed. I had I had manually done that to my browser and Notepad, and I just like the dark everything, and I blacked out everything, and so the ebony and ivory keys are reversed on that, and it's something to see, I suppose. So anyways, that's all, just random stuff. Bittersweet Symphony, there is no dance move, it's just whistling and inhaling, and then when the notes get high, it's exhaling, like... And, you know, McDonald's, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Or, what was the other one that I mentioned? Oh, dashing through the snow. Right, like, the catchiest songs of all time are able to be, like, chuckled at. It's really weird. It's super weird. That's all.